much does all this 5,000th game, you're as steeped in Llanelli and Scarlet's history as anyone, does this have an impact on the current squad?
Oh, it's very important. I think we respect our heritage. It's a very big part of what we are, because it helps set our values moving forward. But really, most importantly, it's about us right now, realising that we have a very proud heritage that we belong to, and the best way to respect that really is to put in a big performance on the weekend. So it does, without a shadow of a doubt. A
lot of them are local players, so they'll have been brought up with that history.
Yes, they will have. It's a big part of the area. Everybody, is well aware of what the Scarlets have done over the years and how important it's been for the town of Llanelli and the region. So, and as you say, all the boys have been brought up, or most of the boys have been brought up in the region. Their fathers and their fathers' fathers will have been Scarlet supporters as well.
And you've had a decent start to the season. This is quite a big game for you.
It's a big game. It's an important game. The first two games I thought we were very competitive. I was reasonably pleased. We dropped off our standards on Saturday. We were poor, and the players know that, and that's the good thing. They came into work on Monday very frustrated with how they performed. So we've had a good week so far, and I expect a lot more from them. Not only because this is a big occasion, but the fact that we dropped our standards from where we've set them, and we need a big game. And the next three games are huge games for us in terms of getting some momentum in the league.
Just something despite having had such a good start and then, as you say, dropped off at the weekend, you need something to sort of get you back up.
Yeah, we do, and as I say, I think the next three games are particularly important, and they start on Saturday. Leinster have got a lot of players missing, so it's an opportunity for us. They'll be strong. They've got a couple of key players, particularly in their back line, at 15 on the wing, who can actually cause you a lot of damage, and we have to deal with those threats. But I'm confident that our boys will bounce back strongly from last weekend, and that we need to.
You noticed their result at the weekend as well?
Yes, and they'll be disappointed and they'll be hurting, so they'll come here with a big attitude to get a result and to maybe put some of the wrongs right.
First game they were pretty disappointing down the Ospreys. They bounced back against Edinburgh the following week, didn't they? So you're going to get a backlash, aren't you?
Yes, but I'm expecting a backlash from my players as well, particularly after our performance.
Okay, just going back to the history a bit, what would your favourite Scarlets memories be?
There are several. As a supporter, it would have to be the All Black victory, because I was there as a little schoolboy on the benches at the back. As a player, probably the 93-94 season, which was a fantastic season for us. We played some spectacular rugby, and we were very successful.
Okay. And just one last question for me. Is there a danger of players getting carried away in the game, as perhaps they did last time, that they've got to guard against it and keep a more structured game plan?
I think it's always the danger when you play sides like Samoa and Fiji, because they do play a looser game. They do allow you the opportunity to play a looser game, and then the question arises, should you look to take those half chances? So it is difficult, because they will arise, but I thought in general principles they managed the game against Samoa pretty well, and I'm sure they'll be very mindful in the next two games that they need to do the same. The set piece is working very well. I said we're very physical up front. A couple of key players playing well, so we should have every confidence when the next two games.
Can you do with Dan Lydia's injury? Have you had any contact with the Welsh camp in terms of obviously Joshua on standby, whether he might be on standby, as it were?
Nothing definitive. We know that he's on standby, but we haven't heard anything other than that at this stage.
And Josh picked up a knock?
Yeah, he picked up a knock on his shoulder, on his neck. I mean, his neck was scanned last night, and that's fine. Right. He'll have another scan on his shoulder today, right, which will tell us a bit more about his shoulder. It doesn't seem to be a serious injury, but we just got to check it out at this stage.
So that means he's not available this weekend?
No, he may be.
Maybe. And in terms of casualties, everywhere else?
Everywhere else we're fine, yeah. We're pretty lucky at the moment. I haven't got many injuries. A couple of bumps and bruises, but nothing.
You played Dale Ford at full-back last week.
He went very well. Yeah, he went very well. He's in our system. He's part of our future, and there was an opportunity to play him, so he came in and he did a very good job. The thing about Dale, he's he has got a huge right peg on him, both out of hand and for kicking for goal, and he kicked one from the halfway line, and he's got a little bit of X factor as well, which brings something different to what we've got. So we are very pleased with the way Dale went.
So the options you got behind it,
we're starting to have a lot more options now. Gareth Moore had his second game and played a lot better last weekend than he did in his first game. Nick Reynolds is now available to us. Fenby is back again. Dale is back. We've got Liam Sanjay, who's available to us, who wasn't available last weekend because of a family commitment. So we've got a lot more options behind the scrum now, which is making me feel a lot more comfortable with what we can do.
Nigel, going back to Josh, it's been kind of made quite clear with the coaching staff that he's probably at the top of that kind of standby list. What kind of impact do you think he could make if he does get given the call?
Josh is a very physical player. He's 100% committed, and you'd always want Josh on your side in a fight. So those are the type of qualities he brings. He'll never say never. He'll give you everything he's got, and he's developing his own game as well and becoming better all the time. So Josh is a quality player in his own right now. He'll add a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and he's only going to get better over the next couple of years.
How did you react initially, Nigel, to that disappointment of missing out? Because obviously he's still a young player, and a lot of people are predicting that he would make the club.
He reacted very well. He was very positive about it. He came back to training virtually the next day. He just wanted to get involved and wanted to play rugby, and he realised that there was still a potential opportunity to go there. So he needed to put himself in the best position to do that if the opportunity arose. And he's trained well. He's committed to the task well here. And who knows, maybe he'll end up being part of it.
So what, in terms of this weekend, is it just to win everything now to bounce back, or are you looking for the performance level that perhaps you didn't get in?
Both, really, both. I mean, I don't expect for 1 minute we're going to play that badly. We were poor, and things that have gone very well for us, like our set piece, didn't. And when you go away to anywhere, your set piece needs to stand up for you. It didn't. And there were a couple of moments we were just sloppy all around. It was unacceptable from our point of view, and as I said, I think the players know that. We haven't made too much of a big thing because they came in saying that on Monday that they were disappointed, they let themselves down, and we've just focused on moving it on because there was, from my point of view, there was quite a lot wrong. We spent all week going through the details of that, but rather than be negative about that, it's been about being positive this week about the game that approaches. Just to let you know as well, we've got Garen Jenkins, who I brought in to do some mentoring and some work with our scrum for a short period of time. He's got a lot of experience, obviously one of the great scrummagers of all time, really. And we've got a lot of young front row players in particular, so he's doing a bit of mentoring with them. He's come in as of this week. It's something that we've planned for some time. So you will probably see him involved with us on the weekend.
So in terms of involved, is it a couple of days a week, or is he full time?
Yeah, it's a couple of days a week at the moment. Just getting him in. He's got a lot of good ideas, a lot of energy. I think the boys have taken to him quite quickly. And for me, I'm adamant that we get our set piece right, because not only at every level, but certainly at the top level of the game, it's probably where we've been caught out in the past in Europe, and it's a focus. One of the primary focuses to get that area right, and we'll do whatever we can to make sure that is the case.
So just scrimmaging, or is he going to help doing in terms of line out as well?
Well, to begin with, it's just scrimmaging, just focusing on scrimmage, and to be a bit of a mentor to some of the younger players. We've got a lot of young front row forwards, and in order for them to develop properly, we have to resource that properly as well. And I think he's got a lot of qualities outside of his technical ability in order to do that.